Today we're going to look at the New York Giants and how they've done in free agency so far. Find out how I grade them next. What's going on, guys? I'm Matt O'Leary back with another video. Before we get started, I just wanted to mention that you can follow me on social media at Matt O'Leary NY on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Now, I know we've been spending a lot of time on the New York Jets, but a lot of big moves have been made for the Jets, in fairness. So let's spend some time on the New York Giants. I'm going to dedicate some more time to them this week because they deserve some love too. And we're going to talk about what they've done in free agency so far and my thoughts on the guys who they've picked up. So first, let's start with Teddy Williams. He's a cornerback, and they signed him on a one-year deal on a less than $1 million contract. It can go up to $880,000 with incentives. He's more of a special teamer. Don't expect to see him starting or being any of your top 2 or 3 cornerbacks. He's fast. He's more of a special teamer, like I said, a former Panther. One of the knocks that I have on him, though, he did not play in all of 2017. That's a little bit of a concern for me as he's coming off an injury. This signing I liked a lot coming up right here. They added Nate Solder, a left tackle, on a 4-year, $62 million contract. Their biggest splash in free agency, and it needed to be done. Eric Flowers, I'm sorry, just wasn't getting it done. They're going to move him over to right tackle, and he's going to compete for a spot on the right side. Solder has been protecting Tom Brady since 2011. It's definitely an upgrade at the position. You could possibly argue that they slightly overpaid for him, but it's a position that they desperately needed help with. So kudos to Gettleman for getting that guy signed and for getting an upgrade in here. Nate Solder, 4 years, $62 million. He should be your starting left tackle from day one. So kudos to him for upgrading. They also added an offensive guard into the mix. Patrick Omameh on a 3-year, $15 million contract. He comes over from Jacksonville, and he's another starting caliber offensive guard. They lose Justin Pugh in free agency. He's going to step right in and replace Pugh. Giants continuing to add offensive line depth. This is a position that arguably is their biggest need, and they still could potentially add some more pieces in the NFL draft. But good that they added 2 starting caliber offensive linemen in free agency so far. Next up, we have outside linebacker Kareem Martin on a 3-year, $15 million contract. He's a potential starting outside linebacker. I think he'll be competing for an outside linebacker role. He started 10 games in Arizona last year, had 1 sack, 18 tackles. He's just 25 years old, which is a little bit of an upside, so there's some potential there. But I do have some questions with him. Why a 3-year deal? Last year is really the first time that he ever started. He didn't really show you all that much. I think they could have got him on a cheaper deal and maybe one with less terms, so you're not locked into him for 3 years. Obviously, there are outs in these NFL contracts where if you don't like it, you can get out in a year or 2. But still, it doesn't really do it for me. Yeah, I know they made a huge move trading for a linebacker, but they still need help on the outside and maybe look for them to add another linebacker in the NFL draft to the mix. Then finally, we have Jonathan Stewart. All right, this one I absolutely hate. I hate this signing in so many facets. Gettleman, it seems like he's just rounding up all the former Carolina Panthers to play for him. He was there from 2008, so he's been in the league for 1,000,000 years. He's 30 years old. A running back over 30 isn't appealing. You can get a running back of the same or better value in the mid-rounds in the NFL draft. It doesn't make any sense why you would want an older guy. It seems like a panic move out of Gettleman. He's just rounding